Morning, my dear students, and welcome back to the English online classes. I hope you all are safe and doing well. And also, I think that you might be missing your school and your classes. After all, that's the base of a student life. Now, not talking much about it, let's move on to the chapter that is Ranga's marriage. And in Ranga's marriage, what we have done till now, let's just discuss about it a little, and then after that we will move on to the rest. In Ranga's marriage, we have seen that how the narrator he speaks about the title, and then he speaks about the village Husahali. Then we have seen about the two very specialities of the village he speaks, that is the mango tree and the creeper leaves. And then he speaks about English being a very rare commodity of those time. And then we saw the coming of Ranga, a great event for the village, and then how the people crowded in front of his house and to have just a look of his to see whether he had changed, and then how the meeting of Ranga and the narrator takes place. And we have also seen that when Ranga came to meet the narrator who thinks Ranga to be a very eligible bachelor with a generous boy, a considerate young man, and a well mannered person. He wanted him to get married fast, and then after when he started inquiring about his thoughts about marriage, he was very much distressed because Ranga was having no intention of marrying, to which our great narrator was little depressed because he thought that how can it be possible that a eligible person can stay a bachelor for a long time. And basically Ranga had said that he had 2 points in his mind. First, he wants to marry a mature girl, and that to a girl whom he admire. Then we have seen the plot being constructed. Plot here doesn't mean that house plot I'm talking about a plan. So plan being constructed by the narrator, and it started with the entrance of a beautiful 11-year-old girl. Her name is Ratna, who is the niece of Ramarao, a friend of the narrator. And according to the narrator, she is beautiful, well cultured, she knows music, she knows how to play veena and harmonium, she sings very well. So, according to him, she's a perfect match for Ranga. But now the question is, the boy Ranga who don't want to marry, what to do with him? So, according to the plan, the first part was to make Ranga see Ratna, or the first meeting of Ranga and Ratna. So, he told Ratna's auntie that she may send her to fetch buttermilk from his house, and she came to his house. Meanwhile, he had already sent for Ranga also, and there he asked her to sing a song because he knew that she had got a very beautiful voice, and she started singing the song. Meanwhile, Ranga reached there, and hearing the song, he got means like he got totally bowled over, and he wanted to have a look of the at the singer. And then in that attempt, Ratna saw him, and seeing a stranger, she stopped. And very beautifully our narrator has explained all those things with the help of that example of a mango, and how one likes to take the taste of mango in every possible way, etc., etc., and all. So after that, we have seen that Ranga comes inside, and he talks about going away from there because it has stopped such a beautiful song, but he makes no attempt. And then slowly we found Ranga making inquiries about this girl Ratna, to which our narrator didn't give him any straight answer. Instead of that, he gave answers to to see or to increase the curiosity of this boy Ranga. And at one particular moment, he collapsed, or he just shattered the hopes of Ranga by telling him that she was already married a year back. And to this our Ranga felt very bad. And this is not the end, my dear students. Let's just continue with the rest of the story plot. A conspiracy by the narrator to get this fellow Ranga married. So let's continue. I went to our Shastri the next morning and told him, "Keep everything ready to read the stars. I'll come later." I tutored him in all what I wanted him to say. I found no change in Ranga when I met him that afternoon. What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought, I said. Nothing's wrong, believe me. Headache. Come, let's go and see a doctor. I have no headache. I'm my usual self. I went through the same thing when the process of choosing a girl for me was going on. But I don't think that could be a reason for your present condition. Ranga stared at me. Okay, now the plot started. Means continuation of the story. To be continued. So, continuation of the story. Our narrator, he went to Shastri of the village. Here, Shastri doesn't means the teacher only. Here, Shastri is an astrologer, Jyotishi. And he went over there and he said that, my dear Shastri, you keep all your materials ready to read the stars, because I will come to you again. And our narrator tutored him, means he taught him, teaching. Okay, he taught him what the Shastri should say when the narrator comes there again. Then he went to Ranga. And he found that Ranga was looking quite normal, casual. But then what our narrator said, you see. What's the matter? You seem to be lost in thought. He said to Ranga, what happened? You seem so tensed, worried, like thinking something very deep. Ranga said, nothing. I am my usual self. No problem at all. Then narrator said, no. You are having headache. Come on, let's go to the doctor. We'll just go to doctor. Let's go and see. So this boy Ranga, he said that, Arey, I don't have any kind of headache. I'm my usual self. I'm quite normal. At that time, what the narrator said. See, it's a very simple trick. Very simple trick it is. A person, you want that person to think something. You just talk to him and put it into his mind. Again and again you tell, oh, you don't look healthy. You don't look so good. You are sick or what? Go on telling him again and again in your conversation in every second line. And after 10-15 minutes, that man will start thinking, oh, really? I'm sick or what? Am I really sick? I'm not keeping well? So this is a kind of a psychological trick. So the narrator, what he said, this line which I'm going to read out, you see, this is the part. First he said that you don't look so good. Are you worried about something? Looking lost? Like very deeply thinking about something? Ranga said, no, nothing of that sort. So the first hit was, oh, you're having headache, I think so. But when Ranga said that, no, I am not having headache. Now you see the second one. He said, what narrator said. He said that, right now how you are looking, I too used to look when in my house they were searching a girl for my marriage. But in your case, how is that possible? You don't want to marry at all. At this, Ranga looked at him. See, what he is putting into Ranga's brain. He is putting into Ranga's brain that you are thinking about a girl. Though he is not thinking. So he is putting that as a thought in his mind that yes, you are thinking about someone. Now, when Ranga looked at him, he said, come, let's go and see Shastri. I suggested, we will find out whether Guru and Shani are favorable for you or not. Ranga accompanied me without any protest. As soon as Shastri saw me, he exclaimed, what a surprise, Shama. Haven't seen you for a long time. Okay, all seems to be good actors over here. Village people, but very good actors. Now here, when Ranga looked at him, Ranga stared at him means he is falling into the trap. Okay, so our narrator, he said that, come on, let's do one thing. We'll go to the Shastri and we will find out that whether your Guru and Shani and all are favorable or not, or you are falling into some trouble. So Ranga very quietly, he accompanied, an educated fellow, but still he accompanied him without any kind of protest. They reached Shastri's house. Now see, Shastri's acting. Okay. When he looked at the narrator, he said, "Oh, what a surprise, Shama! Meeting you after such a long time." Shama is our narrator. So, a great actor, our Shastri. Shama is none other than your servant, the narrator of this tale. I got angry and shouted, "What? Only this morning?" Shastri completed my sentence. "You finished all your work and are now free to visit me." Had he not done so, I would have ruined our plan by bursting like grains that are kept in the sun to dry. I was extremely careful of what I said afterwards. Sometimes it happens now, the things just we forget, and we forget that what actually the things are going on. And our narrator, who is actually the writer and the director of the entire plot, uh, that is Shama, he forgot that what he have thought Shastri, and it came out from his mouth. "Oh, today morning only." Now, when he said this, our Shastri was a great actor. I said, now he handled the situation and he said that, "Oh, you completed all your work and then you came to visit me." He saved. Shastri saved the entire situation. Otherwise, everything would have come out. So the narrator said that, "Oh, thank God the Shastri saved the entire situation. Otherwise, I would have ruined everything and the plan would have bursted out." And then from that time onwards, he became very careful. Now, Shastri turned to Ranga. "When did the young son of our accountant clerk come home? What can I do for him? It's very rarely that he visits us. Take out your paraphernalia. Our Rangappa seems to have something on his mind. Can you tell us what's worrying him? Shall we put your science of astrology to the test?" Now, Shastri looked at Ranga. See, everything is already planned and taught to Shastri that what he has to say and how he has to do. So now Shastri looked at Ranga and he said that, "Oh ho ho, so our accountant's son is back. When did he come? It's very rare that he visit us. So how can I help him out?" So our narrator, he is also a great person. He said that, "Do one thing, take out your paraphernalia." Paraphernalia means the things that are related to our profession. You know, the astrologers, they use various kind of things, the books and uh, the leaves and all those kinds of things that they use. So he said that take out all those things. And our Rangappa seems to be in trouble. Something is there which is worrying him, which he cannot take out from his mind. So let us test your astrology and you find out what is troubling Ranga. Nothing is troubling Ranga. But narrator made him believe that something is troubling you. And Shastri is going to help him out. How? You see further. There was authority in my voice as I spoke to Shastri. He took out 2 sheets of paper, some cowries, and a book of palmyra leaves, saying, "Ours is an ancient science, Aya. There's a story to it. But I won't tell you that story now. This is not a Harikatha which allows you to tell a story within a story. You may get bored. I will tell it to you some other time." Okay, now after our narrator had literally commanded the Shastri took out some papers and then some cowries. Cowries, you might be knowing that kind of shells that they use. And then a Palmyra leaves book was there that he took out and he started boasting. He started talking high about his astrology, about this science. He said that it's a very old science and very ancient one, and there is a lot of story attached to it. But right now I will not tell you that story because it's not a Harikatha going on. Harikatha means in which lots of stories related to Lord Krishna is been narrated there, and so because of that reason right now I won't be doing that. Now after this, Shastri moved his lips fast as he counted on his fingers and then asked, "What's your star?" Ranga didn't know. "Never mind," Shastri indicated with a shake of his head. He did some more calculations before saying in a serious tone, "It's about a girl." Okay, Shastri, he moved his lips fast and he counted on his fingers. Means he made some calculations on fingers, like moving the one thumb over the fingers over there. And then he asked to Ranga, "In which star you were born?" Nakshatra and all, no? So star you were born. So Ranga said that, "I don't know." So Shastri said that, okay, okay, no problem. And then he made some more calculations and then in a very serious tone, he said, it's about a girl. Okay, that was a shot. And there he said to Ranga, it's about a girl. Our poor Ranga. We don't know that whether it was really a girl in his thought or not, but now narrator and Shastri, they have made him believe that you are thinking about a girl. You are worried, your thoughts of worry is related to a girl. Then, further, I had been controlling my laughter all this while, but now I burst out laughing. I turned to Ranga exactly what I had said. You just imagine if you are in the narrator's place and you are the one who had made the entire um, scene. You know very well what is going to happen, and it was happening right in front of you, and you know that you are making that man a fool. It's all your manipulation. What will happen? You will find it very difficult to control your laughter. So the same thing was happening to the narrator, and he burst out laughing and he said to Ranga, ah, there, see, I was telling you exactly the same thing. It's a girl. Then, who is the girl? It was your humble servant who asked the question. Okay, he did not allow Ranga to ask another question. He asked the question because it was all pre planned. So he asked very humbly to Shastri, who is the girl? Shastri thought of for a while before replying. She probably has the name of something found in the ocean. Wow, wow, very good. Our Shastri is also a very good player. What he said, the name of the girl starts with something that is found under the water. So now the names are coming out. Kamala, he said. Maybe. Could it be Pachichi? Moss? Must it be moss if it is not Kamala? The Shastri said. Why not pearl or Ratna, the precious stone? Okay, so name of Ratna has popped out. First they said Kamala, then say Pachichi, and then they came out to Ratna. Ratna, the girl in Ramarao's house is Ratna. Tell me, is there any chance of our negotiation bearing fruit? So narrator's drama, you see now. Oh, you're talking about Ratna. There is one Ratna. She's Ramarao's niece. Is there any chance that this alliance means Rishta, ho sake? Definitely, he said, after thinking for some time. Now you see the reaction of Ranga, huh? There was surprise on Ranga's face and some happiness. I noticed it. Oh, like 100-watt bulb, it glowed. Ranga's face, he was filled with happiness. So, narrator don't want him to be happy so. Because that will kill the entire process, of trapping. So, but that girl is married, I said. Then I turned to him. His face had fallen. Okay. Poor chap. The bulb fused. When he said that girl is already married, na? Now see, at one place he gave hope to Ranga, and Ranga glowed up like a bulb, and then he fused that bulb by saying that she's already married. I don't know all that. There may be some other girl who is suitable. I only told you whatever Shastra indicated, Shastri said. We left the place. On the way, we passed by Ramarao's house. Ratna was standing at the door. I went in alone and came out a minute later. When he said that the girl is already married, our Shastri, he said that, oh, that all things I don't know. Maybe there might be some other girl. But what I said was what Shastra had told me. So both the people, narrator and Ranga, they left the place, and then while they were going back, Ramarao's house falls on the way. So when they reached there, our narrator asked Ranga to wait outside, and he went inside and came out after a little while. Surprising, this girl isn't married, it seems. Someone told me the other day that she was. What Shastri told us has turned out to be true after all. But Rangappa, I can't believe that. You have been thinking of her. Swear on the name of Madhavacharya and tell me, is it true that Shastri said? And he came out, and the next part of the acting, a great guru of acting he is, he said, oh, it's so surprising, the girl is not married. I don't know who gave me this false information that day. But what Shastri said turned out correct. Rangappa, but I want to ask you something. Have you been thinking about her? And you just promise me in the name of Madhavacharya, a great ancient guru, he said that, is it true what Shastri said? I do not know whether anyone else could have been direct. Ranga admitted. There's a great truth in that Shastra than we imagine. What he said is absolutely true. Our poor Ranga, all his education and all has gone into the pit. He, when inquired by this narrator that whether what Shastri said is correct, Ranga, he said that, oh yes, the Shastra was very true, and what the Shastri said is also very true. It's really an ancient science, and the Shastra is really very good. He means to say that astrology is really very good. He said so. Now, my dear students, you may please think over here. Really, it was the Shastra, or it was the plot, a pre-planned plot. But Ranga believed it. Now, let's continue this. Shastri was at the well when I went there that evening. I said, so Shastri Kali, Garu, you repeated everything I had taught you without giving rise to any suspicion. What a marvelous Shastra yours is. He didn't like it at all. What are you saying? What you said to me was what I could have found out myself from the Shastras. Don't forget, I developed on the hints you had given me. Tell me, is this what a decent man says? Okay, that very evening, our narrator went to meet Shastri to tell him that you, Shastri Garu, Shastri Bhai, you were really very good and you did everything so nicely, like how I told you to do. Whatever I taught you, you did everything without raising any kind of suspicion in the mind of Ranga. And what a marvelous Shastra you have done. What Shastri said, ha, what you are talking about? I did everything with my science, with the help of my astrology, and you did nothing in that. You gave me some hints. From that hints, I told everything. So our narrator is saying, huh, what kind of a man he is? Is it that this man's decency to speak to me like this? This is what he said. Now let's see what's further. What happened after that? Rangappa had come the other day to invite me for dinner. What's the occasion? I asked. It's Shama's birthday. He is 3. It's not a nice name, Shama, I said. I'm like a dark piece of oil cake. Why did you have to give that golden child of yours such a name? What a childish couple you are, Ratna and you. I know. It is the English custom of naming the child after someone you like. Your wife is 8 months pregnant now. Who is there to help your mother to cook? My sister has come with her. I went there for dinner. Shama rushed to me when I walked in and put his arms round my legs. I kissed him on his cheek and placed a ring on his tiny little finger. Allow me to take leave of you, reader. I'm always here, ready to serve you. You were not bored, I hope. So we have come to the concluding part of the chapter where Rangappa came to invite our dear narrator for dinner. And when narrator asked what's the occasion, he said that it is Shama's birthday and he has turned 3 now. This Shama in the second line is the son of Rangappa. Okay? And then our narrator said that, why you have given that baby the name Shama? See, narrator's name is also Shama. And he said that, look at me. I'm so dark, like an oil cake. And your baby, a golden child. Why you gave him my name? You and Ratna. Okay. So that means that at last Ranga and Ratna got married. Our narrator's plan is accomplished. And then he said that, I know it is a tradition in English countries that to keep the name after someone you like. But you both are really very childish. And then now your wife is again pregnant. She's 8 months pregnant. So who is there to help her? So he said that my sister has come with my mother. My sister has come home to help my mother to do the cooking and all. And then he went for dinner. When he reached there, this little Shama came running and he came and he hugged this big Shama. but in a little different way. The little Shama is so short, na? So he put his arms around the legs of our narrator. Narrator kissed him on the cheek, and he gave him a small finger ring as a gift. And in this way, our narrator's mission was accomplished. And our narrator asked permission to leave the story and to end the story, expecting that he has not let us get bored in any part of the story, with the hope to meet soon. And I too expect that this story might have seemed interesting and catchy to each and every one of you. Enjoy the video and go through the questions which I'll be discussing very soon with you before I proceed on to the next video. Till then, stay safe and goodbye.